Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I know I'm a little bit late, but I was busy taking care of some important business that had to be due. But I still wanted to come on and spend a few minutes with you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I know a lot of people might be out at the beach or at the park or strolling along, getting some sunshine on their face and re-energizing, for the little weather that we had that was kind of bad, but it wasn't bad. It was just a little cloudy and a little rainy, so whatever God allow us to have is a blessing. I hope that you can share this information with some of the people on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Messenger, or just text them and let them know that the best of the 757 Community Talk Show is for the community and to bring you information um, so that you can have to make proper decisions on what you're going to do during the, the candidates running for offices and some of the other things. They have been people out in the community. But nevertheless, I'm going to do my best to bring you some information. But today I'm definitely going to start off with letting you be aware that, WVDM, that's the logo right there. We are now, accepting, letting people know that that app is in the App Store and you can download it and have it on your page. And these are the codes. If you have an Android or a Apple, you can scan that code and download it to your phone and let people be aware. Hey, let your friends know they can download it as well. And I'm going to be doing a contest real soon to help promote the radio station, because it's a radio station for the 757 VA, 2 up and 2 down, and most of all to bring information and music artists, to let people be aware that we do have artists in the area that are doing positive things. And in order for them to do positive things, we have to support them. This is what WVDM is all about, bringing you good feel music, positive music. And I don't fall short of everybody trying to find a quick way to make money, to get in the record game and get noticed and get their dues. But this is the Android. If you have an Android, you can download this to your Android. This is the app that you download to your phone, and you can listen 24 hours a day, wherever you might be. And I want to send a mad shout out to Antoine B, who's watching and just chimed in. And we want to be able to support our artists, our local talent. We have a tremendous pool of talent here, from musicians. Matter of fact, I'm going over to the casino in Portsmouth. It's Barry Elliott. He's going to be playing with a band over there this evening. I think might be from 6 to 9 or somewhere in that area. But I want to let you know, if you ain't got nothing to do, to come on over to the Rivers Casino and enjoy evening of jazz, live jazz with some of the local talent. But like I said, these are you can take a snapshot of that and download that. This is the logo for WVDM, Bond Digital Media. And what that means is that we are representing, my station is representing a lot of the 757. You have seen and heard a lot of the local artists that I've been playing that is making a little headway and strive in the music industry in this area. And we want to try to push the envelope to get more. Back in the day when I used to be on radio, I helped get a lot of people noticed, especially in the gospel area when I was playing, and they would come to me and say, hey, nobody won't play our music. And I said, well, let me listen to it. I can't promise you nothing. At the time, I wasn't the program director for the gospel station. And once I listened to it and I checked with the program director, he said, yeah, you can add it into rotation. So it's a formula for everything that goes on. And in our community, we have to build that formula to save the lives of our future generation. I know everybody's theme is take back the community, but how can you take something back that you don't own? You live in the community. That is true. You live in the community, but you can't take it back because you don't govern the community. The city does. The mayor, the city council, and they have their people that govern you. That's the police department. So when you don't understand the level of power and who owns the themes that you use, words have power. Community, let's take it apart. CO, MM, commune. That's what you do on Sundays, commune, when you go to church. But half the people don't go to church. No, most of the people not going to church, because if they were, we would be having all these problems. In unity, we're not working together. You can only have unity in the community when everybody in the community is responsible for their child's actions. You got a child that's coming in 10, 11 o'clock at night when he should have been in bed resting to get up to go to school the next day. It's too late when they get in trouble. We want to be parents after the fact, after your son get bullied, after your son then bullied somebody, after he get caught with a gun, after the police shooting. That's after. All these are after effects. We have to be more aggressive with our young people. We have to educate them the right way. Not, well, they ain't gonna talk to you like that. You go to the school and fuss out the teacher. Why are you fussing out the teacher? The teacher's not the parent. You are. So when you go to school fussing with the teacher, you're telling your children you got power over the teacher. If you don't like what they say, come tell me. That's why they got the PTA meetings. How many parents go to a PTA meeting? Somebody raised their hand. I guess, said the wrong thing because I just lost a viewer. People don't want to talk about the things they need to discuss. If you don't go to the PTA meeting, you don't know what your child is doing until the teacher calls. That's one thing every parent should be at the PTA meeting. Why? Because you're showing your child that you care. Do you know what it means to the child to see his parent to go to a PTA meeting? When I wasn't working in the clubs on a regular basis, I go to the PTA meeting with my wife. My wife was a part of the PTA. She was a part, joined the PTA. So not only did she know what, the activities that they needed to do, activities that, help generate more parents coming to PTA meetings, but we missed the boat. We are missing the boat. Our kids are dying. Ain't no parents crying until you see them on the news. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say the truth. I love everybody, but sometimes you got to ask, why is there so much killing? Are you asking the right questions? Why in our community, our kids are dying every day to the week? Every day to the week. And you know who you blame? You're blaming the police department. You're blaming the police department. Now, I have been in the club business, worked in the community, and there's some fine police officers out there. Now, you might have a rogue police officer, because I'd have ran into them too. Handle you in a kind of way, slam you up against a wall, slam you up against a car, take the door of the police car and slam it on your ankle when you're getting in the car. I'd have been through all that. But I ain't blaming every police officer about one police officer action. That I ain't gonna do. Then you can't do it. You got a good police officer, black or white. You gotta have bad police officer, black or white. You can't just point fingers. But what we have to do is be on guard. We have to be out there on guard for our kids. We can't wait till something dies. We want to have a pity party. He's dead, but we're going to have a wait. We're going to release 100 We're going to buy a couple of 100 balloons and release them. Well, the question I like to ask and put to anybody, how many parties did you give him when he was alive? How many birthday parties did you give your kid when he was alive? It's too late when he dead. It's in scripture. It's in the book. The dead know what the living is doing. The dead knows what the living is doing, but the living don't know what the dead is doing. And they're sitting there wondering, they bought all that for me? All those people showed up for me? Why didn't all those people show up before he died, before he lost his life, before he made a mistake and wound up into the pipeline to prison? We have to stop waiting to the last minute. I can't stop. I've been doing it ever since I was a child, talking the way I talk. And people get mad with me. The city get mad with me. Don't you know the city will not support anything that I do? I've been fighting that battle ever since I've been doing it since the 70s. Try to give young people a place, safe place to go to do teen dances, working with AKA the Soul Ranger, better known as Frankie Stewart. He asked me to partner with him, and I did. I learned a lot. I learned that kids want to be loved. That's what I learned. And they're very respectable. Some are and some not. But you don't hold it accountable to the child for not being respectful, because respect is what you learn at home. You learn that from your mom and your dad. It don't matter if it's a single house or a married house. Respect is respect. We're supposed to respect authority. That's why they got on that uniform. That's why they got that badge. That's why they take an oath. You should be asking why all of a sudden we're losing young people. Don't you know when slavery was over, we had a right to carry a gun? So why didn't we go around and shoot white people then? Why didn't we? Why didn't we go around and shoot black people then? And if you did, you went to jail. But we take for granted that we can do and let our kids say whatever they want, do whatever they want to other people's kids. Hey, well, I ain't saying nothing. That's my child. You better not put your hands on it. What you gonna do if I put you? What you gonna do? You're telling your child this is the way you're supposed to act. That's why they have laws. They have laws for everybody to govern everybody. Yeah, sometimes it ain't fair. Sometimes you don't get to do what you want them to do. But in the long run, it works. In the long run, it works. But what we have to do is come together and talk to these young people and look them in the eye, sit them down and talk, not talk at them. See, it's a difference. Talking to them and talking at them. Most people ain't talking to their children. They're talking at them. Well, you need to do this. You need to do that. I'm getting tired of the teacher calling you and talking about what you ain't doing in school. I'm getting tired of, getting notes. And I got to work. Now, I'm going to work. Don't let nobody in the house, and make sure your brothers and sisters go to bed on time. Instead of talking to them and say, look, we're going to the PTA meet together. I'm going to school with you in the morning, and I'm going out to talk to the principal and opportunity to talk to your teacher. We're going to get to the bottom of what's going on. And until then, you're not playing no more video games. You're not having no friends over to the house until we get to the bottom of it. Because that's what I did with my kids. I believe them. I believe whatever they tell me. But I ain't taking sides. Because I want my kids to stay in school. I want them to enjoy their friends. I want them to enjoy a relaxation, but you can't have relaxation without a good education. Because somewhere along the way, the pipeline to prison is real. Just like they got a quota to get tickets, give tickets out, they got a quota to put people in prison. You're traded on the stock market. What don't you understand is you are called a commodity. You got to know where you fit in to get in, or get in and then you fit in. The pipeline to prison is real. You think it's a resort? I done talked to people that's been in prison. And they even told me, hey, Cap, promise me you will let these young people know they don't want to go to that monster. There ain't no picnic. But that's another day for another story. But what we have to do is show our young people love. I don't care what people think about me. I care what my God think about me, who gave me life and breath, who gave me a family to raise me, who gave me a family to raise. Well, that's the only thing I care about. If people don't like what I say, they ain't got to watch this video. That's the way I look at this Facebook, this Facebook. I was doing videos before Facebook. I was on YouTube. I was on every social media platform there was. And then I say, hey, I'll try this one out. But what we must do is recognize that the teacher is not responsible for the behavior of the kids. That comes from home training. And then when they're in that classroom, you got to tell them, hey, I better not get enough from the teacher. If she tell you to do something, you better do it. I don't care if she tell you to stand on your head. Get over there in the corner and try to get up there on the head. Why? Because the teacher is there to teach you, educate you. She's not there to bully you. She's there to find a way for what, 15 to 20 some students in a class with no help? Everybody got a personality. Everybody wants to be a boss until something happens. Everybody want to be a bully till something happens. I've been advocating for laws that they're now passing over 30 years ago. They're just passing them. The problems that we face with our young people today, I was advocating for that for the last 40 years. And they just come out with saying gun violence is mental health issues. Well, I told you that back in the 90s. And you just realize that gun violence, bullying is a mental health issue. What part you didn't understand? Oh, I was in a special education class, so I don't have no right to say and do research because I was in a special education class. So I'm not supposed to be knowledgeable because it's in a book. I read. I may not read at the pace that the school put up. You have to read to a certain rate of speed. But I did go back, got my GED, scored on that, then entered Tidewater Community College a couple of months later. Then went on from there and transferred to Old Dominion University, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree with over 200 and some credits. And if you add all the credits they didn't give me, I've already studied over 300 and some credits. So I keep trying to tell you, knowledge is what you learn. But you have to learn wisdom to know how to use it. I don't have to get out here and argue with the system, because you know why? Because the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. You got to know who child you are. You belong to a God, a merciful God, that sent his only begotten son in the world so that you and I can have a chance for everlasting life. All this demonic stuff going on is in the Bible. All you got to do is read it. It's called a book. It's called a Bible for a reason. To guide you on your journey, your spiritual journey, on this planet called Mother Earth. And you, from that point, must guide your children. Nobody made you have children because you had sex. And sex is pleasure. Yeah. So much pleasure that I had so much pleasure that I had 7 kids. But by 4 different ladies. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I was responsible for each one of those ladies that I had children by. And love my kids to death. And I just lost my youngest daughter at 42. Her name was Washonda. You're white. And I miss her dearly. But one thing, I won't give up mentioning her name because she raised 7 kids. She raised 7 kids. Her youngest kid is 16 years old. She left. That's her daughter. She's in the 10th grade. She got 2 more years. Very smart and intelligent. She got 7 boys. All whom my grandson, he was at Old Dominion when I was there at Old Dominion. He graduated. Now he's doing very well. What we have to recognize is what we are responsible for. I do this talk show. I don't have to do this. I do it to document. Like I keep telling everybody, document. You document people fighting on the corner, but you won't document what's going on in your own life. We talk about going to a party, but we'll sometimes fail to realize we got to talk about what's important at the party. You know, when my birthday was last month, my daughter was a Cancer and I was a Cancer, and her mother was a Cancer. Well, I tell you this. I didn't know what the word party meant until I was about 60-some years old. My next door neighbor, when I was staying in an apartment building, he said, "Hey, I want you to come over, you and your wife, listen to some music and party." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, when we get time." He said, "Do you party?" Because he kept saying party. And I'm like, "Yeah, I go out. I mean, I play in a club. I like to dance." No, 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 no. This is what they call party. So you adults out there don't know, when your children say they're going to party, you got to make sure they ain't going to this kind of party. I'm like, I don't. He said, "You don't do that? You don't smoke marijuana?" I'm like, "No, I don't. You don't drink?" "No." And when I used to tell people that, it's how can you work in a club, you're around all this alcohol, and you don't drink? I mean, I've drank on occasions, like a glass of champagne, celebration with somebody, or a glass of wine, celebrating, even as an artist. Man, that's all they do. They pop out wine in a minute. Get your glass, your wine. Artists, they they can't have an art exhibit or go to an art gallery. And, you got to get a. They forcing it on you. Hey, drink a glass of wine. I don't drink. It's only wine. I know what it is. I used to make it. My dad used to make wine. What they call it, boom, whatever. Back in the day, bootlegging. Used to make wine by the tub. Those old metal tubs that you used to put your wash clothes in. When my mama finished washing, we washed it out, and my dad said, "Hey, bring it over here. Let me start making some wine." So I know how to make wine, and it was a mighty good wine. He was selling it. People were coming by, getting no pickle jobs. That's right. Yeah, when you ain't working for 7 years, you got 5 kids and a couple grandkids, you got to pay. Somebody got to pay. Somebody got to come in the house. Know how to farm too. Tomatoes and corn, shucks. Put that in there to make that wine. You just got to know how to do it. I ain't telling you no recipe, because next thing I know, y'all had a recipe and y'all be making it, and I ain't getting a dime. I ain't telling. You got to be careful when you're talking on them. People get your recipe, your idea. Next thing you know, they got it out. Bootlegging from the day. That's what you call it. Bootlegging from the day. Get a quarter job. $2. It'll make you holler. Make you scream and shout. That's right. But like I said, there's a lot of things that we can do to stop this violence. But we got to get closer to the young people. And I ask people all the time. See, adults got the places to go. The adults are the one that's cutting up. But where do the young people go? They just started letting them in the recreation centers. So people can't tell me they always no. Because I'm the one out there trying to rent them, trying to do events, to give them a safe environment. It's heartbreaking when you have young people, 15 and 16 and 14. Mr. Vaughn, please don't let them shut this place down. We have nowhere to go. Please, Mr. Vaughn, find a place so we can have some, go out and have a good time with our friends. It's not hard. They just don't have to be out late. We take our young people, let them come in 12 and 1 o'clock at night when they should have been in the house in the first place. I'm still trying to secure places just to do something during the day. And most people out there don't want to even do it during the day. They don't want to do it during the day. But all kids ain't bad. So the bad kids mess it up for the good kids. And then the good kids wind up being the bad kids. Instead of that, we nourishing them and taking time out to take them and educate them on how they should act in public. Half of the people that go to jail ain't never been out of the neighborhood. Half the kids in the neighborhood ain't never been to Busch Gardens or King's Dominion. Half of the kids in the neighborhood ain't never been to a movie, sit down and watch a movie with popcorn and a soda. You can't tell me, because I've been doing this for years. I spend my own dime. And as the city says, you're trying to bribe the community because you got a club. What? My club ain't illegal. I ain't doing nothing illegal. I ain't got to bribe nobody. I guess that's what you said about Jesus. That's why you killed him. But that's why they killed him. When he went in there and turned over that money changer's table, said, you're using my father's house like a den of thieves. That's why they killed him. You're interrupting the business. This is a cash cow, baby. You can't. Who are you? Oh, you Jesus, huh? Oh, your father. What? I don't know nothing about that. You're messing with my money. That's why the Vatican there. You gotta do your research. Everybody can tell us what to do, but we can't tell each other what to do without killing each other. Don't you think it's time to do something different? Love our children. Go out there, you march out to that school where your child is in the classroom. Why don't a bunch of y'all parents do that? Why don't you march to the classroom? Sit in there and watch the teacher educate your children and let them know we got your back. We got your back. It ain't gonna be no slack. Was anybody here cut up? I know your parents. We going back to report. It ain't gonna be easy when you go home. You either get good grades or you will be finding somewhere else to stay. You ain't listening to the teacher, you gonna find somewhere else to stay. They ain't got no house, they ain't got no mortgage, they don't pay no water bill, no light bill. They want to get out there and hustle to give you money to pay a bill because they see you working hard. If they don't want you, you don't want to see your parents working hard, do the right thing. Get your education. Obey the teacher. You ain't got but two things to do. Obey the teacher. The teacher's the one that's going to educate you to get a better job. Get you through school. You in there dogging the teacher out. I ain't listening to you. Hey, excuse me, can you turn that iPhone off? I'm texting my friend. I said, turn the phone off when I get ready. And then you go home. She sends a note. You either tear it up or you tell your parent, your teacher said, call, and then the mother or the father get on the phone fussing with the teacher. What kind of foolishness is that? And you wonder why you working. You working hard. The system is already against you. When you came in the world, you were black. What part you don't know? Black mean you get that. Oh, you're not from the old school. Well, what y'all say, shut the hell up then. Let's get real with it. It's time to get real. That's why my character's called The Real Adventures of Captain 85. I ain't playing no game. You want to do something instead of marching down the street? March out to that school when those kids are getting off that bus. And making sure they respect and say good morning. When you're out there at the bus stop, make sure they say good morning to the driver. He's an adult. Good morning, sir. Good morning, mister. What's wrong with that? Teaching them the right things to do before it's too late, before they get the pipeline to prison. We can talk and laugh all we want to, but young people are dying every single day in the 757. They dying in Franklin and Suffolk that you never heard nothing in the news. That tell you something wrong with the picture. Y'all around here playing checkers, dominoes, bid whist. White man is playing checkers. He don't play checkers. He play chess. What part you don't understand? What part you gonna wake up and say, hey, wait a minute. That's a power move. That's a power play. That's why they talk the way they talk and walk the way they walk. They look at you and laugh, got a smirk on their face. Well, you know, I understand, sir. I know it wasn't right, but understand that the officer had a job to do. We got to follow the rules of the law. Rules of the law. He's the police. He stops me. When he comes over to your car, he's going to ask you your license registration. He's going to keep his hand on his belt. When you start mouthing off, I know my rights. I won't do nothing. I want to see your license and registration. Get it to him. You already know who he is. Don't you know before he even stopped, you already run your license plate? Don't you know that? Oh, you didn't know it. Well, if you get stopped as much as I did, you'll know the game. When they come to the car, I already got the license. I don't need to slow down till I get my registration and my license in my hand. So when he walks up to the car, I'm handing it out the window. I'm not a criminal. Why can't he have it? He already ran your license plate. Somebody, he gonna get your information. He already got it. Man, what part you don't understand? It's a computer. He already know where you stay at. You're in the data bank. You know what a data bank is? Just like your brain. It's a data bank. You hold information, so did that data bank. Stop playing games. Let's get real here. I know some people ain't gonna share this. If I was talking about a party, I might get some thumbs up, some shares. But I know you ain't about that. But I'll try to explain to you the best way I know how. I'm 72 years old. I was born in 1952. I done seen and been to too many funerals. When I was in the club business, I even went to some of the customer funerals because they took time out for me when they were living. They took time out to go to work, make a paycheck on Fridays or Saturdays, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. They come back and put something in the pot. I'm only paying my dues. I'm paying my dues to every place I played in the club. And I ain't gonna stop until the man upstairs says time to come home. I'm hoping it's not no time soon though, because I like to go to Africa and go to Europe. Maybe I can get over there and see the next, Olympics. Or be in California. Maybe I have some money then. I don't know. It's whatever God bless me with. But let me tell you something. You're not gonna get off this planet without paying something. We can walk around and talk about how good this is and how good they are, how bad they are. You in a time right now, if you're not registering to vote, and the wrong person get in office, I'm gonna tell you right now, you think it's worse. When the Republican Party president nominee saying that he's gonna give immunity to all police departments, meaning that they can go out here and shoot whoever they want. Ain't nothing you can do if they get in power. Now, like I tell you, all white people ain't bad. Like all black people ain't good. But you better get with the right on the right bandwagon. You see, they got rid of Biden. They thought they was in the safe seat, but they didn't know God keeps an answer. God sends his soldiers to run a battle when they run a race. And Biden did a great job. Oh, nobody don't want to give him no credit. The gas is high. Yeah, but United States in no war. Economy's coming down. Taxes, interest rates holding steady. Got more people working than any time in the history of this country. You're not looking at that. Why don't you look at the news? How many, look at all the presidencies until Biden. How many black people work at the White House that our ancestors built? But y'all want to point fingers. Well, Donald Trump said he's going to do this and Donald Trump going to do that. Donald Trump's a billionaire. Billionaires don't do nothing for poor people, but get their money. What part you don't understand? He hired migrants, immigrants to work for him and didn't pay him. What part you don't understand about that? But he's going to do a great job. He's trying to compare himself with black people. He's a billionaire. What part you don't understand? He ain't got no casinos now. So what are you going to do for him? Oh, he wants you to vote for him. You got people that say anything to try to get in a higher position. They used to call them house niggers. And they took care of the field niggers. But it's always the niggers that we are. We are never Afro-Americans. We're not black to them. We those other people. Catchwords. But see, God says, stand still. I got you. Don't worry about it. Keep your lips closed. Watch your eyes. Bam. What? You got a black woman going around for president of the United States? Are you crazy? Yeah, crazy like a fox. And you got to get your kids that are not 18 to register to vote now. So if their birthday comes now, before November, before the election, because they ain't counted those. They can't count that number yet because they ain't registered. And get behind the Democratic nominee. This is who we got to be representing our community. This is who we need, and making sure that the Democratic democracy stay intact. This old president that never stopped wanting to be president come back, because it's time to get our young people fired up and ready to work. Fired up and ready to work in every community telling their friends, let's go down to DMV and register to vote. Let's go to City Hall and register to vote. Wherever we got to go register, get them to register. Contact your NAACP officers and let them know. We need to get our young people. I'm bringing a busload. It needs to be a fired up and ready to work party. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all get these things and want to stick to one. All I know is this. I'm with her 100%. That's who I'm with. Who you with? Who you with? That's what I want to know. Who you with? Because if you ain't fired up and ready to work, I ain't trying to hear you. You don't have to look at anything I put on Facebook. That way, I'm with her. If you ain't with her, what you talking about? What you talking about? If you put money in a canteen, what you talking about? This the national lady. They weren't expecting this power move. We need to understand one thing only. Our future generation is at stake. What part you don't understand? Our future is at stake. I ain't trying to hear what everybody else is saying. If they ain't talking about this kids, I ain't trying to hear them. I ain't trying to hear them. But like I tell you, that's the only thing I care about is kids. Oh, my family, my relatives, those that support me, 100. And most of the time, I'm spending my own money trying to do what I do, trying to come up with a way to make money. Because I want these kids to know somebody really cares. This character right here, I created it for that simple reason. We got superpowers. That's why I created my own character. Everybody else tried to duplicate. I created my own character. Well, it was given to me to create. I didn't create it. It came out of scripture. I keep trying to tell you. The Bible say, out of darkness come the light. And you want to know why I'm dressed in dark clothes, but yet my shield got white letters. Because out of darkness come the light. Everybody else said I was the evilest thing in the world. Then why, when I started wearing black, now every character that comes on, if he's black or a black person, wears black, got a costume, and they even had to change Superman, made him black, when he was a red, white, and blue character. Won't nobody wearing black because you couldn't wear it. Darth Vader, I was wearing black before Star Wars. Everybody wants to wear black. When they say you're evil looking, you're the evil. So you see why, when I started black, white people told me I was evil looking. That's the evilest thing I ever seen. You're ugly. And I asked her one simple question, and she didn't want to answer it. Go ahead and ask me the question. And this was at a radio station down in Alabama. Said, go ahead. I said, which one is more ugly? My costume or a child hooked on drugs or getting shot? Look, we're not inviting you on the radio show. I heard that the first time you said it, ma'am. I ain't trying to come. I'm just trying to get you to understand. It's not about you, about the future. But again, when you're white, you know what your future is. Like I said, all white people ain't bad. Like all black people ain't good. So we fighting a double-edged sword. But what's in the middle? The young people. These kids stand in the middle, dying when they ain't done nothing but being born. Dying and didn't even ask to be born. This is my comic book that's coming. It's designed for our young people to understand and believe in themselves. And it doesn't matter what race or color they are. That's my cover. I decided to get the artist to render. That's my church in the background, Fourth Baptist on South and Effingham in Portsmouth. The gentleman holding the mic is my pastor, reaching out to all the young people in the community. I once showed my book to a person at a convention where it was over 10,000 people, teachers and big organization up in Washington, D.C. And the white lady was from Washington State. She was one of the teachers stopped by and she said, I looked in through your book and that's my comic book. She said, I don't see any white people in your book. She said, may I ask why? I said, one, it's my books are called The Real Adventures of Captain 85. And every story is real. It's not make-believe. It's not made up. It's a real story that happened in the news, in the neighborhood, or to the people I know. And besides, I'm not white, so I can't say what white people, I don't know what the way white people think. I can make up stuff like everybody else do, but I refuse to make up anything because in the Black community, our kids know that Santa Claus ain't real, especially stay in the projects because there ain't no chimney on their apartment in the projects. So how do Santa Claus come down the chimney 3:30 with a good old bag and some goodies for me? Merry Christmas. What's merry about it? When my dad didn't work for 7 years. My mom was scraped back then. You can get a gun, toy gun, caps, about $1, $2. Then if you're getting a single shot or two guns, you playing Cowboys and Indians. And of course, we playing both ends of the stick. But what I'm trying to do now with my book, because it's mental health issues, I want young people to be able to recognize that they can be an artist too. Yeah, it's all black and white. Yeah, but when they sit down and use their imagination, use their own colors, stay in the lines, then they can understand. I can become an artist. I don't want to give them something that's completely finished. I want them to use their imagination and finish it. Do the color, read it, come up with your stories. Because someday you can do the same thing that I did. Use your imagination. My phrase for this campaign, for all young people, 17 and up, or 18. Guns down, pin up. Why you say pin up? Because if you put that gun down and sign up and register to vote, if you're going to be 18 by November, you'll see where the power is. You, 5 or 10 of your friends, your whole family can make history like never before. You don't have to, the only shot you fired was picking up that pen. As they say, the shot heard around the world. You ain't got to make no noise. Just me and the boys going to the voting booth in November. We 18 by November. That's right. By November the 1st, not 18th or 20th. 1st. You miss it, then you vote next year. I'm just telling you what nobody don't want to say. Gun down, pin up. Tell your kids. There is no secret what God can do. But he gave us people that can represent us, and you too. I'm with her. I'm with her because I'm fired up and ready to work. There should be no doubt when she wins the presidency by 10 million votes. 10 million. Ain't gonna be none of that hanging Chad. Ain't gonna be none of that. They stack the votes. They wouldn't let people in. That's what they doing. That's what they doing to keep you from voting. Tampering with stuff with other countries. Hey, Ukraine, you got those letters? Hey, Russia, you got those emails? What do you think? He's telling you what he's doing, and you sitting right there. Oh man, he's smart. Yeah. He ain't playing no TV show. The printers is done. This man, I'm not gonna even give him the decency of calling his name. I know who I'm with. She's proved herself by standing by the president of the United States body. He stepped down and said, I'm going to pass the torch to my vice president. Why don't you take some notes? Why don't you take some notes before you make decisions that might devastate your family and you and other families? If the Republicans win, they are cutting out Social Security and everything. They've been trying that ever since Obama. And way before Obama. We can talk, we can dance, and we can sing. But one thing, let's take that and do what? And do what? And do what? Let's see, can we dance, jigaboo as they used to call it. Jigaboo, let's jiggle on down to the voting poll. Yes, sir, boss, I'm here, but I'm with her. A criminal gonna tell you how he gonna run the country. What? A criminal has been running the country. Now he wants to come back, finish the job. He should be in jail. He done did everything he could. And we should be just like his people with her. Stand by your woman. Stand by. I'm with her. That's what you need to stand by. That's what you need to be aware of. This young lady here is getting backing from everybody. Everybody is waiting to hear from Taylor Swift. And they already know if Taylor Swift come aboard, Beyonce is already behind him. And y'all that want to be with that Republican Party, go ahead. I'll be on every chance I get talking on Facebook for them to block me because I don't give a damn. I care about one thing: the presidency, the democracy. This young lady is coming to the rescue. You need to get fired up and ready to work. I don't care what time of the day, what time of the hour, what the weather conditions is. I'm with her. And if you don't believe me, watch when I get out there. You'll see. You will see that I'm about my work. But like I said, Beyonce is already behind her. They waiting on to see what the Swiftie gonna do, the queen of the Swifties. Taylor, you know I love you, baby. You know I love you, but I love Beyonce more because I met Beyonce. I ain't never met you, Taylor. But I tell you this, I was there in the beginning, and I'll be there in the end because we all have people and we all got friends. I'm behind, it's the woman's world. That's what's going on right now. It's the woman's world, baby. It's the woman's world. You might well get used to it. They don't have to, but they ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice because that's what it is. It's the woman's world. And you got to understand, we as the people have the final say. We as the people will get to the promised land. We'll get to the promised land. But I may not get there with you. But I want you to know you'll be free at last. Free at last. Because I'm just letting these ladies, Senator Louise Lucas and the Vice Mayor of Portsmouth, Virginia. The Vice Mayor is running for Mayor of Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm behind these queens. Who are you going to be behind? Let me turn it up a little bit. Can I turn the volume up on this?
Black girl, just be you. Growth is gaining, you ain't got nothing to lose. It's in your veins, you ain't got nothing to prove. You a queen, set the reign, so just live in your truth. Black girl, black girl, black girl, black girl, black girl. This one for my sisters that's trying to figure it out. Moving forward, pushing past all the doubt. Rather put in that work, no time for pity, won't pout. Go ahead, shine bright, let your hair hang out. 6 days a week in the gym. See, that's how you earn that snatch. 7th day, we gon' head right back. It's cause you're dedicated. Love where you came from, but then elevated. Promotion, last year, still not complacent. That's what it mean to be a strong black queen, like a sky deep beam. In fact, you better spread them wings to reach all them dreams. Have a sky deep beam impact. The opposite of an angry song. A safe space where black girls can all get along. No, we not frowned upon. And the beauty in our melanin gon' pop whether we got any makeup on. Black girl, just be you. Your growth is gaining. You ain't got nothing to lose. It's in your veins and you ain't got nothing to prove. You a queen, sent the rain, so just live in your truth. Black girl, black girl. Voice is our weapon. Don't let them silence you, intimidated by the essence. Sis, I'm proud of you, grounded by the strongest roots, watch us bloom. Try to keep us as hidden figures and now we run in the boardrooms. Hall of Fame rapper, red table chatter, 3 American pageants, all queens of blackness. Even under the sea, aerial headlock. Ain't no way these black girls getting stopped. Nah, yo. You better pave your way, stand by what you say, like an Issa Rae. In fact, make sure you earn that pay. Look them in they face with an Issa Rae impact. Look, the opposite of an angry song. A safe space where black girls can all get along. No, we not frowned upon. And the beauty in our melanin gon' pop whether we got any makeup on. Black girl, just be you. Your growth is gaining. You ain't got nothing to lose. It's in your veins and you ain't got nothing to prove. You a queen, set the rain, so just live in your truth.
I just let you know before I end my show. Remember to love yourself and put God first. And everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's what you think about yourself. This is the mayor of Virginia Beach, the next mayor of Virginia Beach, Sabrina Wooten. Until next time.